Boo! Hey guys, so I thought I would surprise you guys and have you see me. A couple of you have asked me, Alfonso, why don't you ever show yourself? To be honest, there's no real reason behind it. It's just not my style. I usually just like focusing on the content, whatever it is that I'm teaching, and just get straight to it, and that's it. But I understand. I think I would want to ask like, who's this guy behind the camera? So I do understand. I'll really try to make an effort to show myself a little bit more often, so you guys can be a little bit more familiar with me. I can be really silly, and I'm sure you see that in the comments. So of course, I have to also thank you guys so much for supporting my channel. I never really took it seriously, to be honest with you. I just thought I was just sharing stuff that I thought was useful to the world. Stuff that I thought I wanted to know that I didn't see out there, or in a way that I thought would be useful for people. And that was really the motivation. I know you guys also want to have a Q&A. I'm definitely going to be doing that soon, so don't worry about that. So I really can't thank you guys enough. Thanks so much for supporting my channel. Thanks so much for supporting my book. That really means a lot. It really says a lot to me about how you guys feel about what I do, and I really appreciate that. I really put a lot into what I do and how I put it out there, and put it in a way that I think will be really valuable for people. You know what I mean? I try to think of what I would have wanted and when I do a video, so thanks so much guys for the feedback, and you see how active I am with the comments. So I just can't say thank you enough. Thanks so much guys. I really appreciate it, and yes, I will make an effort to make you see me more often, and I hope you enjoy the video. A toucan is a lot of fun to paint. I love the vibrant, the contrast between the vibrant colors of the beak compared to the deep feathers of the body. And you can see that the beak is disproportionately large compared to the rest of the body. And that's something you have to take into account when you're actually sketching out the proportions. So I pretty much use an oval shape just to get the body, and then just connected the head and the neck right after that. Pretty easy proportions, I think, to get down. Now, as I've said in other videos that I've done where I combine ink and watercolor, whenever I do the first layer of ink or the first outline of ink, I always make sure it's really light. And right now I'm using the 005 pigment micron, which is pretty much equivalent to a 0.2 millimeter point. So you basically make sure your lines are really light and open. I'm not using a bold outline because I don't want it to be flat and cartoon-like and really contain the color. I want it to be light enough to give some outline while still allowing the colors to kind of like overpower the contours. And for under the neck and beak, I'm using a combination of my mid yellow, phthalo green, deep yellow like a Hansel yellow deep, and my deep red. And that's pretty much comprises the first layer. And if you can see that, all I have done was just pretty much lay down everything with a really transparent light wash just to get a feel of a base color. And then from here, I'll start applying another layer that will start adding details and more saturated colors. Now, as I'm adding additional layers, there are three main things I'm thinking about. One, I'm thinking about light and shadow. Two, I'm thinking about details. And three, I'm thinking about the saturation of my paint. There's less water, a more of a thick, vibrant, saturated mix, so it's not as diluted anymore. And I have to pay attention to the feathers, the shapes of things, and I have to pay attention to the light and shadow that's actually giving the bird its depth and volume. Because I feel that's a common mistake, yes, watercolor is loose and spontaneous, but at the same time you have to give it direction. It's just like water. Water without a container will just spill everywhere. You have to guide it. Yeah, so after I address these things, then I just start tightening things up a bit. I start deepening the colors, like under the neck. I start adding a little bit of my deep yellow to give it some depth and volume and shadow, and I start accenting the details. And then, after I feel comfortable with where the colors are and how the shadows are and the form and details, then I'll start going in with my pen and I'll start tightening up the little details. And now I'm not strengthening outlines, and that's not necessarily what I'm doing. What I'm doing is more accenting or strengthening areas of shadow and leaving areas that are light open. And that's it. And then I'll just pretty much use my white ink Jelly Roll pen just to add some little white accents, add a little sparkle to the eyes, touch the feathers up a little bit, and that's pretty much it. and everything is pretty much done. Okay, so thanks so much for watching, guys. If you like this, please give it a thumbs up. I'd appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. And again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.